culinary equipment and supplies.
Very good.
I only remembered that because I got to read it out on your shirt, and it's on your name tag. It's very important for me. So Roger, in the Food Fanatic magazine, we've got a couple of different articles, but you actually sent me an article that I obviously read cover to cover. I would never not read anything that anyone would send me.
Right.
Does that happen to anybody? People say, you're like, oh yeah, I read that, and I did. I read it for sure. But why don't you kind of tell them a little bit about what was in that article?
Yeah, absolutely. And basically, what the article was pointing out, Chef, was how the tabletop itself is really the most important 3 feet of the house. The reasons behind that are, number one, it's where your customers really get to interact with your operation. And number 2, it sets the expectation for the dining experience that they're about ready to have.
Well, absolutely. In the articles in Food Fanatics, it's twofold. That the world of, and I know that I don't want to date myself or date anybody, but the world of, and I'm sure that some of you, does anybody recognize a plate like this?
Yeah.
The aircraft carrier size bowl, and a plate like this. And back in the day, that was, and I don't want to, again, not to be disparaging.
Yeah.
Back in the day, negative space was definitely a thing where we would take this huge plate and put this little speck of food on it, and that was really, really cool. But it's also nice to have that pristine, but now in today's world, there's a little bit more of that kind of, and I've learned to embrace the fact that I am absolutely a hipster, 100%. I try to resist it, it's not going to happen in any way. But also, with kind of going to a little more eclectic place, which you all can see up here, there's also, it's holiday season. What does that mean for you guys as far as holiday season coming up? There's going to be a lot of random people in your restaurants that aren't normally there, right? Because they don't normally go out. So this is a really cool opportunity to actually change the game and bring a little bit new flair to the table. So speaking of the table.
Yeah, there you go. And then before we start on the new trend items, I just want to talk about
it's not that they're bad, they're big.
And they're absolutely not, because, especially this plate right here, this is our branded superior white china. I mean, it's a basic bright white pattern. I mean, it's economical, it's lead-free, it goes up to 300, it'll take 350 degrees of heat. I mean,
so like people like me will stick them in the ovens and it won't be that big.
And you're not going to crack it, exactly.
That's always how I did a quality. So when people would be like, well, I got this new plate for you to take a look at, I would literally say, oh, okay. And then I would stick it in the oven for like 20 minutes to see if it would explode or not. And if it didn't explode, I probably bought that one.
Right. I mean, but it's a tried and true pattern. I mean, it's a workhorse. It's still going to get the job done.
Oh, absolutely. A timeless piece.
Exactly. But, talking about items that are in trend right now, we've got a couple of examples right here. The first one I want to talk about is a pattern by World Tableware. It's called Farmhouse. It's got a rustic look to it, if you will. It also, it's what's called a dimensional presentation. And what I mean by that is, if you look at this plate, notice the wide rim on it and how it's got the pattern that kind of fills that in, if you will. So what it's really doing is it's giving the appearance of a larger plate, but if you look at the well size, it's a little bit smaller. It's going to help with your food portioning. It's going to help cut waste, save on food costs, and that's going to help recoup the investment that you put into this new china.
Well, and I think that's something to be spoken to. I know how many of you who own businesses really look forward to buying new plates. Right?
Yeah, you do. That's one.
That's one. How many chefs do you think like to buy new plates? Every single one of them. We love new stuff. We love it. So we're always, it's that issue of how cool do we make it? What I think is really cool about the Farmhouse china, in addition to it really being very, very versatile and kind of pretty tough, is that it's a timeless classic.
Correct.
So it is cool. It's cool now, but in 3 days, it's not going to be. Oh, what is that? No, I don't want that anymore. So that's kind of what the issue can be sometimes. We don't want to buy new plates because they're not going to be cool forever, and this is a little more timeless.
Absolutely, absolutely. So moving down the line here at these two patterns that we've got here, these are both by a vendor called Front of the House. This is the Tides, and this is the Kiln Dinnerware. They're both durable porcelain, is what the construction is. The big difference between the two is really the colors that are available for each pattern, and the fact that, I don't know if you can catch this on the light here, but this one has a really high gloss to it, where this is more of a matte finish.
Absolutely, and I think this is how, to borrow a marketing term, this is how you merchandise your menu. It's what shows that flair, it's what shows that difference. And I noticed that you have over here some silverware don't we talk to that a little bit? I mean, how many of you have ever been out to dinner? You bought this really nice steak, and it comes to you, and the silverware is like from the cafeteria at school. I mean, that does not help me with quality, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you use, if it's family restaurant, that's perfectly fine. But when we're getting that higher end, it should match the rest of the set.
Yeah, absolutely. And typically the way that the process works is that you go with the china first, then you go to the flatware, and then you complement everything with the glassware, if you will. The difference that we have in our flatware patterns, and we keep 39 of them in stock. That
30,
are all 39 separate patterns are always in stock at US Foods. So what that means is that if you're running low, you don't have to wait for anything to replenish it, because everybody knows the flatware gets thrown away or it sprouts legs and walks out the door.
Does anybody have their flatware get thrown away? I mean, that doesn't happen.
Never happens to anybody.
Never?
Right. So basically the two different, so some of the things you might want to look at basically is just the design on the handle, the weight of the construction, and also the material that it's made of. There's 18.0 stainless and what they call 18.8 stainless, which is basically 18% chrome, 8% nickel, and that nickel really adds a little bit of a luster finish, and it adds to the strength and the durability of the product itself.
And you have some glassware here too, and I think when you were actually teaching me about this, and it's what's really interesting about being a chef for our company, is that it's always about continuing to learn and continue to be part of the process. So when people are buying new plateware where they're kind of retrofitting the dining room, where do you usually start?
Well, and again, like I said, it goes china, flatware, glassware, and you kind of, you want to make sure that you're really getting the nice, the nice pieces, with the nice china pieces. For example, you don't want to take the clunky, heavy base beaded rim, stick it with a high end.
Was that an intentional clunky or
just
like an oopsie clunky?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, it's kind of it is better than a red Solo cup though.
Where is my red Solo cup?
I don't know. I was looking for it up here and you didn't display.
Nothing screams Polo to me. It's like steak in a red Solo cup.
Exactly. So that's why that's the difference. If you have a sheer rim, narrow base on it here, that's going to look much more, it's going to match with this particular pattern than something like this.
Absolutely.
Okay? But, it's really up to the operator to determine what's going to help out, for their operation.
And you know what time it is? It's hipster time.
Yeah, what time is it?
It's hipster time. So another piece that I really like, and I see a lot in restaurants, is wood. So nice thing about wood is, unlike any plate, is when you put your food on here, it really pops up to the top. So the food doesn't fall in, so there's much better value perception. Other advantage to wood, it's not broken, hopefully. Not broken. Okay, good. Yay! I was safe. So, for example, if I were to take a plate that costs $12 or $27 or whatever that cost might be, and I drop it on the floor, that plate is done. And this gives you a little bit more of an opportunity to have a little more versatility and a little bit more to have your food pop. And there's lots of different options. So again, as we get closer to the holiday season, these are great ways to do charcuterie boards. You can serve steaks on them, and on these, there's actually a little bit reversible, so we could use them as a cocktail holder or a sauce holder. And then on this side, it actually has a little bit of a lip, so if we put a steak on top of here, it wouldn't just bleed all over your beautiful tableware. There's actually an opportunity to really take advantage of things like this. They're not always square. There's a little more rustic cut as well, so I'm sure you can see these. But again, I love this. I love it so much, I might not give it back to you, actually. This might come with me.
I won't even charge you for it.
One of the things that I've been working with customers on as well, even from Wisconsin, where everything is hot, salty, and good with beer and cheese, putting a little char on this, which is really, really unique. So you can actually buy, even if you did it with cedar planks, you could do a little charred cedar plank and a little smoke as it goes out into the dining room. It sounds a little over the top sometimes, but it's a really nice touch and adds an incredible smell to the dining room. Would you all agree with that? So one of the things that happens in today's world is that the HVAC systems that we have, they literally pull all the smell out. When you walk into a restaurant, you don't necessarily smell food, you just smell clean. And this is a way to kind of bring a little bit of the dining room into the kitchen. Kind of make those things mold together a little bit. So I'll tell you what, this is Food Fanatics, so we had to make a little bit of fun. So who likes Starbucks? That's really it? I mean, that's not even possible, I guess. Yeah, I don't, okay. Yeah. My favorite drink at Starbucks, and I'm happy to admit, is the Skinny Cinnamon Dolce Latte. You make fun of me all you want. Tastes like Christmas. Tastes like Christmas. Don't resist it. So what I'd like to have is 4 volunteers. What we're going to do is, I've got some food up here. We're going to do a little food styling. So no cooking. This is just about plating, and you cannot possibly lose because you're gonna get some free Starbucks out of it, and not like one Starbucks out of it. We'll get you more than one. I've got these awesome plates up here. What we'd like to do though is to take some different creativity, but we're gonna plate the exact same dish with a couple of different entree options. We got some rice, we got some beans, we got a couple of different sauces. Remember, this is about food styling and food art. You cannot lose, you cannot do it bad. That is not possible. Just to really show, when we're buying plates, is that you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to buy more garnish. You don't need to continue to do anything different, really. You really probably can just show your awesome food now on a fresher plate. How's that sound? Sound good? So who wants to take a run at that?
Volunteer.
All right, I got 1, 2. All right, I got her. She cheered for me at the last one, so I got to take her. I need one more volunteer. All right, let's go.
Come on up.
Again, you can't lose. So I got some gloves up here, of course. Come on up to the stage. I've got some spoons. Grab some gloves. Any plates you want. You can grab any garnish you want. And you plate it however you want to plate it. Again, there are no losers. Only Starbucks.
Got it?
Yep, you can use one. So we're going to do, so I've got some beautiful grass-fed strip loins that we're going to do. I've got some rooster potatoes, some brown rice and quinoa haricot bears. I've got this awesome sunset blend, butternut squash, candy striper beets, golden beets, broccolini, broccoli, carrots, sweet potatoes, a couple of different sauces, demi-glace, barbecue, and some microgreens. You guys work together as a team. We'll give you like 3 minutes, no pressure. And I know that we're not going to be competitive because competition doesn't matter, although that's just a lie. You guys do all the same plate. So I'll do one for you right now.
Any plate you want.
So I'll take the blah plate. How's that sound? We'll take that one out of the equation right away. There's some gloves there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much. So for example, this is all about food styling and food art. But I'm gonna go meat and potatoes on you, 100%. That way, everybody will crush me. You're probably gonna crush me anyway. Let's not lie. That's my girl right there. Yeah, I like that. That's 100%. So I'll take a couple of rooster potatoes here. We'll put them on the plate. A couple of carrots. All right. I'm gonna grab one of my steaks here. Put that across the plate, and then maybe I'll garnish it with a little bit of artichokes. Why not?
I'll probably grab you one. I'll grab you one.
You gotta put the you do whatever. No, it's all about. You can't go wrong here. We're gonna take a little bit of this Korean barbecue sauce, and I'll just do a little drizzle over the top, and that'll be my plate. Now, you guys got 3 minutes. Show me what you got. And there are no losers.
Make it pretty, girl.
This, I'm hoping for this. This is my girl.
What's the color to it? Make it flashy.
Go in for the artichokes. See, the young people, they do know how to eat. It's really us that don't know how to eat.
Who drew the short straw? Who got the white plate?
I did. That was me.
Oh, that was you.
That
Okay.
was me. I took.
You're a
I
soldier.
took the.
You're a
I
trooper.
took the short straw out of the
yeah.
mix. No fighting. No fighting. And again, this is a really delicious grass-fed ribeye. It's a new program that we're doing. Absolutely spectacular. It has that really nice, trendy, really nice attachment in your menu, so you can get a little bit more value out of it. Give you guys a little bit of space here. So I've got some bull's bud microgreens up here. Microgreens are an incredible way to add a healthy and efficient garnish. Because even though they're not exactly expensive, but there's this misnomer that they're very expensive, but you're probably using like 1/10 of an ounce to garnish a plate, so really there's not much to it. That's right, I like that. Get in there. I like it, I like it. Look at you go, girl. Perfect.
Time.
Slicing, we're gonna slice up the meat. Excellent presentation. That's after my own heart right there. That is hipster central right there. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm gonna give you a little bit of expo white here. So what's amazing about this is even though it's mostly the same pieces, it's incredible how different all the presentations can look, but it's the exact same food. And there is no right and no wrong way. This is all about stylistic. So when I go into Wisconsin and I'm working with my local marketplace, trend is sometimes a scary word, agreed? We want to make it trendy. It's a little, it's all about what is trendy for your customer. And sometimes pushing the envelope just a little bit. Nice and clean, beautiful.
Looks like the wood is popular.
What's that?
So it looks like the wood is popular.
Wood, see, and the wood is popular. We didn't direct it in any way.
Nope.
I like that, especially with the matte leather. It's very nice. Microgreens on the bottom? Perfect. Perfect. Let's give a hand to our contestants.
Awesome.
Really nicely done. And after we're done, we'll pass out our So really nicely done. So what do you guys think? And from what you can tell up here, what we're going to do is take this over to the interactive kitchen, put it down for you. But does this really show how you can show the exact same items? And all it was different plates, different things to plate them on. There really was no wrong way to do it. I always vote for my girl with the pink shorts, pink pants, because she took care of me in my last battle. It was very nice.
There you go.
But do you see the difference on how this white plate, this exact same product, looks so different on all these other options? Does that sound like something that would resonate a little bit with all of you? I like the head shake. Yes,
yes,
I like the yes.
Yes,
That's good.
Yes,
that's good.
Yeah.
So Roger, what do you think?
I was going to say, really nice presentation, really nice demonstration on everything here. Before I get off the stage, because I know there's somebody coming up real soon, if you could do me a favor, if you have not had the opportunity to come to the CES Equipment and Supplies booth, we're located out at the front. We have vendor representatives there that can talk with you, and just significantly more patterns, glassware that we're displaying out there along with other tabletop items. So again, appreciate you being here. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. And as we wrap up, it would not be a Food Fanatic Live event if I did not go over my absolute claim to fame. So if you'd like to take pictures of all these plates, I'm going to show you how to do it in this amazing way by literally only turning your camera upside down. Anybody not believe? I see some non-believers. It's okay. So we'll step down, we'll step over to the interactive kitchen. If you want to learn how to take your pictures better with the equipment that you already own, let's step on over and let's get it done. And thank you very much.
Okay, great. Thank you. You've been great.